I'm really excited about the whole of the 2020 season. In a way, the Mediterranean Sea connects the three Shakespeare plays. Winter's Tale is set in Sicilia, in Sicily. One of the central images of that play is of a baby girl abandoned on a seashore. In The Comedy of Errors, two sets of twin toddlers are separated in a sea storm, and it's not until after a great deal of confusion they all turn up in Ephesus on the coast of Turkey. And Marina, the heroine of Pericles, is born in a sea storm, and Pericles himself wanders from North Africa through the sea lanes to Levant and Mytilene and Antioch, and roams through the eastern Mediterranean. So the sea connects them, but they are all stories about separation and loss and families, and ultimately about the restorative ability of time to heal.
Well, these three Shakespeare plays are some of my absolute favourite, my top favourite being The Winter's Tale, so I'm really thrilled that I'm going to get to direct it. I think they're emotionally fascinating. I think they're really moving evenings in the theatre. Also a huge range, they're funny, some of them are quite dark and challenging in places, and then a lot of redemption, a lot of a sense that there's hope in the world. That feels really important at the moment.
But in The Swan, we have a Europe season. That brings together a series of some of the great theatre makers on the continent, showing us how they work on plays, how they develop those plays, how they connect them to the present that we are in.
Project Europa is an eclectic and unique season of events and plays and collaborations that will be taking place in the spring and summer of 2020 in the Swan and in the TOP. The programme consists of 3 productions: an adaptation of a Czech novel called Europeana, a new version of Ibsen's classic Peer Gynt, and an adaptation of José Saramago's Blindness and Unseeing. About a year ago, we commissioned 7 writers from the geographical edges of Europe to write a text for performance for us. And the writers we approached weren't only playwrights. Some are playwrights, but some are lyricists or journalists or novelists. And what they have in common is they have all shown an interest in the European question, in interrogating what is the European identity, if there is one, what's the future of Europe. And so we're hoping to be able to offer a sort of an interesting selection of perspectives on what Europe is today.
It's very important to me that the Royal Shakespeare Company really gets out around the nation. It's something that I'm really proud of in recent years, of how we've really connected with communities where we have very deep partnerships. More recently, my Romeo and Juliet toured the country, and we invited teenagers from our associate schools to be part of that professional production. And we also worked with 3 of our partner theatres in inviting adults who had no experience of making theatre and tended not to go to the theatre to be part of co-productions with us. So we'll continue that work as we take Winter's Tale around the country.
I would say come to Stratford, because we are the greatest classical theatre company in the world. We've been doing it on this site for 140 years in some of the most beautiful theatre spaces around the globe, and in the most beautiful settings. In the town that Shakespeare, where he was born, where he worked, where he died, this is the air he breathed. Why wouldn't you come and see it here?